Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I am Amalgam Ash, and you probably know that I champion Azakaela, Erin, Redfire, and her vast assortment of music and music-making tools, both free and paid, tailored to be used, remixed, and recreated by us content creators and us independent solo video game developers. Indeed, we have a lot of content on azakaelas.itch.io page, linked in the description below. But all of this is really a prelude to the next generation of what Aza has to offer, and that would be beat magic. All right, so we have looked at a variety of Azakaela's music and her tools in past videos right here on the channel, and I'll try to link all of the ones that I have looked at below. But if you haven't watched those or you don't know yet, Azakaela has created entire soundtracks for people to use for their games. We've got one that sounds very much like a Castlevania soundtrack. There is a 16-bit sort of fantasy retro soundtrack that I've taken and I've used the vast majority of it on my other channel, AshQuest, overlaying things like gamebook read-throughs. And there are even measures of music that Aza has produced in packs that you can put together in systems like Fusion Flow so that you can create your own music from pre-recorded loops. That way the music is free, but now it's yours because of the way that you have put it together and made it your own. And I've actually done this using just my video editing software in previous videos. So again, I hope that you'll check that out. But in case you want to have this music, you want to create musical files, but you don't know how to get started, you don't want to have to necessarily go learn or don't have the time to grab Cakewalk or Ableton Live or FL Studio, if these names even mean anything to you, this is where you can get started. So this is Beat Magic. It comes with a tutorial. Welcome to Beat Magic. This brief tutorial will go over some of the key features and functionality of this tool so you can get started making your own magic sounds. Click one of the buttons below to continue. Now again, if you are new to music making using a music making app and you just want to make some awesome music for your RPG Maker game, your RPG Developer Blocking game, your RPG Paper Maker, your Pixel Game Maker MV, your RPG in a Box, RPG Toolkit perhaps. Perhaps you are one of the cultured official Hamster Republic RPG creation engine tool users, the Wolf RPG editor. This can be your gateway to making this music. And just from the layout here that I can see in the background, this is not only going to introduce you in a simple and intuitive way to the world of DAWs, that's what I call them, digital audio workstations. It is going to set you up to be more confident looking for information and capable utilizing the features you find if you do decide to move to a particular DAW like Cakewalk or Ableton or LMMS, which by the way is freeware, as you can download that one today at no cost. But enough about that. Let's go ahead and click next and see what Aza has to say. First, you'll select one of these options from the buttons inside the left panel. They are what we call kits. The kit determines what your track will sound like, since you will be building your track from all the available loops inside of the kit. So we have a bunch of ones here. We've got Big Chillin', we've got Bumpin', Chrysalis, Dagger, Dreams, Jungle Jam, Night Valley, Rabbit, Sapphire, and You Don't Know. Next. Great. Now that you have a kit selected, you can start programming the bass, keys, lead, hat, and tops from the loops in that kit. To make it fast, you can simply click the first button, like bass, to randomly assign numbered loops across the entire track. And you can also click inside the middle numbered buttons to change them and assign numbers manually. Left click increases the number by 1, right click decreases the number by 1, and Shift plus left or right click increase or decrease the number by 5. Hold Alt and left click to copy number, hold Alt and right click to paste it. Clicking the mouse wheel button over a numbered button will clear the loop to be silent. So we're going to go over all of those, but I just want to remember, hold Alt and left click to copy a number, hold Alt and right click to paste it. That one's going to be useful. All right, once you have your numbers assigned, you can click play to start listening to your track. You can pause or stop at any time. The space bar will play and pause as well. To record your song, you'll click start recording and then stop recording. This will allow you to save a .wav file of the track on your computer, available to use royalty-free. Next. Finally, you can save your progress using the save button in the left-hand panel After saving, you can load your project's save point by clicking the button directly to the right of save and selecting the most recent save point. Toggling magic mode will work magic on the track and continuously randomize the arrangement as it plays. Magic mode will overwrite the arrangement. Hitting next, you can also do some mixing and mastering for your tracks by using the sliders in these bottom two panels. Adjust the sliders while playing the track to find the best mix. Don't be afraid to experiment. Next. Lastly, you can load additional kits into Beatmagic to make even more unique songs or sounds. To do this, you'll click Load Kits at the bottom of the left-hand panel. Additional kits can be purchased from Beatmagic's shop online. Next. For help remembering the shortcuts, hover your mouse over our logo in the top left. Additionally, there is more help documentation included in your download and available on our website. Next. Great job, that's everything. We're excited to hear what you make. Happy beat making. Close tutorial. All right, so we just got a tutorial from the app itself and everything has become brighter, more vibrant, more saturated. I can't wait to get started. I actually really love that there are volume settings for each of the different tracks right here. And I super love like this here, the EQ and delay and reverb across the band. That's nuts. That is crazy. That is something I'm really excited about. The adjust pitch here is also really exciting. We're going to go ahead and click bumpin'. I think it defaults to, well, big chillin'. There we go. It doesn't seem to default to anything. So we'll click big chillin' to make sure that that's what we're playing with. And we are going to put a 1 by left clicking in each of the spaces here and figure out what it means to have this playing and how long it takes for this bar, this playhead, to get from left to right. And we'll go ahead and hit play. Okay. Okay, so actually we have 8 measures contained in a single, and I didn't really count the seconds, but we'll count the seconds while we listen to bass number 2. I think we're at like 20 seconds per loop. That's pretty cool. That's pretty good. So we'll set that all the way back to the beginning. I probably don't even have to do that. If I hit all the way over here and play, nope, it picks up back where it started. That's nice. Stop and play, pause, stop, put it all the way back to the beginning. We can go ahead and enter a song name here. I'll go ahead and do that. I'll just call it Ash Jams. And we've got some bass numbers here entered. Let's go ahead and enter some keys. We'll just do 1s across the board here. We haven't even made it this far, actually, so we'll just delete all of these. We'll go ahead and add 1 for the lead. Now the kick, hat, and tops, these are all things that are percussion. So if you want drums, you can add numbers here. If you'd like no drums, you don't have to populate these fields at all. What does everything sound like with just 1s? Let's see. And then that's the end because it goes right into the next. Very cool. Very cool. That's just 1 loop for bass, 1 loop for keys, 1 loop for lead. And that was like 16 to 20 seconds long. So you could easily, we got to stop, go ahead and populate the rest of these fields. And then you've got an entire song's length worth of loops arranged in such a way to make a whole song that you can easily export and then use in your video game, your content creation, whatever the case may be. We went ahead and had just the 1s there. Let's go ahead and add the drums for that and see how different it sounds with the kick, hat, and tops added in. And then we'll get to playing with a couple of different loops and we'll check out these volume settings. Actually, for now, I will go ahead and turn down that lead to about 50% of what it was and play again. Can't hear it. Oh, we can dynamically turn up the volume. Nice. Turn up the bass. Yeah! Turn down the bass. Turn up the keys. Turn up the kick. Hell yes. Turn up the hat and the tops. Nice. Turn up the kick and the bass. Turn down everything else. Now it sounds like your neighbors whenever they have visitors over for about 30 seconds. Awesome. Okay, so if I actually want to make this into a musical track, an actual file that I can save to my computer, I do need to click Start Recording. It just starts from the beginning, just like that, and I can adjust these on the fly, just like I did. If I want that to be on the fly in my song. Now we'll go ahead and turn the lead way down, turn the bass down, turn the keys up, turn the kick down, turn the tops up, as if I forgot the tops for this loop. The scrub bar is not super precise. It doesn't smoothly flow. That may be something that changes, but for now, it's pretty much just like stopping right above the measure it's on, or the loop it's on. There we go. Okay. We'll even go ahead and turn on reverb. See what happens. Turn the lead back up. Turn the kick back up. Nice. Okay. And then it stops there. So as soon as we hit stop recording, it has taken all of that information, the live changes that we made and everything, and it's actually saved it. And it saved it. I didn't even have to do anything. It's just there. It's there with the name that I saved it with, and then it's got Beat Magic in parentheses, so we can easily find this. It saved it in my my user folder, app data, roaming, Godot, app user data, Beat Magic V1. So you may want to create a shortcut to this folder, and perhaps we'll be able to change the setting to tell it exactly where to save every time automatically. But let's listen to this and make sure that it's exactly what I imagined it to be when I made it. Yep. Now let's listen to those changes. Yes, the bass goes up, pretty much clips out. I love it. Blown out bass. Give it to me. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, so we know that that works. We know that that works. We are able to actually just use this song now right here on the channel. I've got it saved. I can use it as an outro, an intro. I can use it for future channel videos. Whatever I want to do, I can do with it, because Aza wishes for us to have the license to use this stuff for whatever we want, royalty free, which is just amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And if I wanted to make it much longer, I could simply populate all of these fields. Now I want to explore the randomness, the actual opening this program and then immediately making something that is very unique on the fly. You just don't have time to actually sit meticulously plan anything out. You love the sound. You know all of the loops are in tune. They are in key with one another. So they're all going to be versatile enough to work with one another no matter what pattern you select. But if we go ahead and click these buttons, we'll get random patterns across the board. And then I will go ahead and switch over to bumping, and we will simply start recording and play. Oh, it went away. I have to click them again. I have to click them again. So what's really fun about this is it's still recording. It is literally still recording the silence. So our track is going to have some silence, and now it's in the next loop set. Listen to the difference. That's so different. That's a world apart from where we were earlier. Right? That sounds nothing like the one before it. Bumpin' is exactly what I would want in the background is some of my fantasy videos, classic retro RPG stuff. I'm loving it. It sounds just like the Yamaha synthesizer almost. Stop without stopping the recording, actually, and we can go back to Big Chillin'. Oh, and that actually does stop the recording. So maybe it did cancel it out, huh? Let's find out. Yeah, it didn't save that one. That's okay. That's okay. That's my fault. Let's try this again. Ash jams again. So you can't hop between sets. Maybe that's something that can be changed or addressed so that you can have songs that have multiple sets featured. So start recording. Let's actually go to Chrysalis, and you have to enter the song name over again. That also may be something that changes. This is pretty early access, by the way, and I should have disclaimed this earlier, but you could see a lot of changes in this, either the UI or the option set or the features. We haven't even played with the EQ and the delay, and I didn't really hear a difference when we were trying to play with the reverb either. I think that was tied to these settings here. So we'll definitely get to looking at that. We're still exploring right now, though. But I hope that I have at least instructed you as far as how a DAW kind of works. And in general, a sequencer. This is very, very close to a sequencer, more so than a DAW, but there are settings in here that are pretty rich for a sequencer. So let's go ahead and start recording with Chrysalis after we load in our random values. We've got several minutes of music here all ready to start recording. Let's go. Click start recording. Oh. It saved something. It did save something. I'm gonna look at that here in just a second. Listen to this kit though. Chrysalis sounds amazing. I love it. Pretty abrupt change. If you feel like something's too abrupt, you can always go in here and fine tune it. Pick a different loop for a different transition. But ultimately, these are all compatible. Sweet. That is sweet. Okay, I have to stop recording, and we're getting a second Ash Jams again. It looks like it overwrote the last one. I'm not sure what saved that last one, but we'll go ahead and check this. I don't think it'll have the silence, the leading silence. I think I overwrote the track that had the leading silence. Let's go ahead and open it and listen to it real quick. Yeah, it just immediately starts. Oh man, I'm all about that. Okay, we're not done exploring this tool by any means. We're going to call this next one Ash Jams Third. This time we're going to go into Dagger, where we have to enter that in again. Ash Jams Third. Dagger, we're going to go ahead and randomize everything. This time I do want to turn, well, I don't know what instruments I'm going to get with this just yet. So we'll go ahead and hit start recording, and then we're immediately going to hit stop recording, and I'll show you why. It worked. Okay, so I wondered if hitting stop recording would go ahead and abruptly stop it right at the point we were at, rather than encapsulate all of this data into a WAV file. And it looks like it is real-time recording, so of course it did stop it immediately when I hit that. We resulted in a 777 KB file, only a couple seconds long. So that tells me you not only can use this for music, like full-on OST tracks for your game, you can also use this for the short little jingles and the little I win at the end of battles whenever your character opens a chest and finds something important. Things like that are all things that you can make with this if you have the right combination or the right pattern for a particular instrument that might be compatible with that overall soundscape that you're trying to get. So that's Ash Jams Third. We're actually going to overwrite that with a brand new recording, because this time I'm going to hit start recording, and then I'm going to adjust the pitch on the fly. We are down quite a bit. If I could decrease at this point the speed of the song, the tempo, that would also be nuts. It would be amazing. Let's go ahead and increase the pitch. Oh, that's actually changing the tempo. Increasing the pitch changes the tempo. That's decided for us. We're really encroaching into some Sonic the Hedgehog territory here. The track's fast, but it sounds like a Sonic the Hedgehog track. Okay, cool. I probably made you all sick with that in particular. We're gonna stop recording. That's Ash Jam's third. That one actually came out just fine, just saved immediately. It's nuts how fast everything happens. Ash Jam's fourth, we are going to do something special. We're going to start recording and we are going to turn on magic mode. I want to play with the EQ over here. I think I'd like to do that first actually, before we turn on magic mode. The reason being, I want to go ahead and show you what is meant by EQ, what exactly that does. What are the nature of effects like a high pass and a low pass filter? We're going to figure that out by going into Dreams this time. And I'm going to go ahead and just go to the first pattern for Dreams for all of the instruments. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit play, and we're going to play with the EQ while it's playing. So you get a good idea of what these settings mean. So the EQ can be kind of a daunting thing to see when you first get into a program like this. It's just a set of sliders and a bunch of numbers and this little abbreviation here, which means hertz. This is a measure of frequency. And what we're seeing here is kind of a visual representation, left to right, lower frequencies to higher frequencies. And generally, you're going to hear bass sounds and really low sounds as lower frequencies, while really high-pitched sounds and higher octaves and such are going to be higher frequencies. These extend outward so far to the point where you can't hear them anymore, such as those frequencies emitted by dog whistles, and they also extend very low in the other direction as well. Now, the EQ is not going to change the pitch of what we're hearing. It's going to change the volume of the pitches that might fall in that range. So if we increase this 32 hertz, for example, up really high, everything's going to feel more bass-like, although we're not really introducing any new instruments into our mix. And if we increase the 10,000 hertz slider over here, all of the really high sounds that every instrument is capable of producing is going to be magnified. They're going to be much louder than the other frequencies. To illustrate this, we will simply start playing, and I will play with the EQ while the music is going. So this is baseline. All of the EQ is about the same. We're going to turn on the setting. Don't forget to do that. We're going to turn up the 32 hertz. You hear that, right? There's nothing new here. These are the sounds that are already being created by the instruments that are playing. It is simply that the 32 hertz band is now much louder than the other bands. And we can take the middle range as well and turn it up and turn down the high and low around it. And then we can go ahead and restart. Actually, I'll go ahead and add another measure here. I'll go ahead and put this to number 2, just so it gives you a little bit more differentiation between now and what you've heard. And we'll change this to be lower on the lower end and higher on the higher end. Already sounds way different, right? Just because of the different pattern, but also because our EQ has changed. So if we lower these lower frequencies way down, we're not going to get any bass shake whatsoever. Here's the high pass. So we can hear those high frequencies now really well. That includes those that are coming off the percussion instruments. We do a low and keep the middle ones low, but we keep the low and high ends high. It's like we've applied a low pass filter and a high pass filter at the same time, which has really muddied this thing up, but it has its own sound now, and you can use this. You can make it yours. So that's all I wanted to do with the EQ. I do want to know what the delay does. Okay, so as of this version, it does not seem as though delay and reverb do anything yet. That could also be my user error. I'm not sure. We're going to go ahead and click over to Jungle Jam. And this time I'm going to populate every single track and I'm going to hit start recording. And I am going to turn on magic mode. So watch this. This is just some bass line, just to give you a frame of reference. This is nuts. Okay. Turn on that magic mode. All of the tracks randomize every time it goes to the next loop. The EQ and volume might be randomizing as well? No, I don't think so. I think at this time, Magic Mode just randomizes the tracks. The pitch is staying the same, which honestly is a good thing. Now, I really want to say that volume or EQ1 is changing, but I'm not sure if it is. It does sound like it, but there's no visual feedback to that. And then when we go into the next loop, it sounds like the EQ for it's the same. So I could be wrong. I'm sure Oz is going to set me straight one way or the other. And the pitch, of course, doesn't change, which I would not prefer it to change, even if in Magic Mode is on. So that's a good thing. Oh. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's a character of the loop itself or if EQ or volume is really taking part here. So we're going to turn Magic Mode off. We're going to hit stop recording, see what happens when we have no song name. There's just no song name, but there it is. There's our song. Even if you forget to put a name in, it'll still save your music. So that is Beat Magic. That's just version 1. If I click Night Valley and go ahead and turn on all the random loops and hit play, yeah, I think you know what kind of vibe you'd be going for with each of these kits. That's Night Valley. Nice. And you can see from one loop to the next, the feel of the song can be very different. Very different, evidently. Kinds of like a F-Zero. There's just crazy things going on throughout the track while you're racing. Let's go ahead and hit over to Rabbit. I'm really curious to know how Rabbit sounds. Play that. Okay. I'm guessing this must be a favored kit of the creator, being that Beat Magic's mascot is a rabbit coming out of a hat. Okay, so I'm curious about Sapphire now, and we'll just load up a random song in Sapphire, hit play. This is the industrial zone, lots of chemicals everywhere. You're close to the end of the game. You've got to be careful. Kind of Sonic the Hedgehog, kind of Mega Man. This last kit is called You Don't Know. Let's hit play. Yeah. And you can randomize around the track that you're on too. We stop recording. This is going to overwrite my last one, isn't it? Because I didn't put a name in. Yeah, that's too bad. That's okay. So that is Beat Magic. If you would like to sign up for early access yourself or otherwise learn more about this tool, you can go to beatmagic.io, linked in the description below, and sign up using your email. You've got all your information that you need right here. This is enormous. This is extremely exciting. Please watch this space. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you learned something or are inspired to use a tool like this. I will see you in the next video. Until then, have a great rest of your day. Big thanks to Aza for giving me early access to be able to check this out. I'm really happy over it. I'm very pumped and hyped about this tool. And I will see you all in the next episode. Until then, have a great rest of your day and bye for now.